Hello, welcome to this series of lectures on learning management systems. In course of these videos, we will understand what a learning management system is, and we will also learn to set up in simple way a learning management system consisting of Moodle and Big Blue Button. So why do we need learning management systems? The first reason for this is that there is increasingly a requirement for learning beyond schools. In the traditional sense, people would enroll for a program in a college or university or a training school of their organization. They would physically go there, spend a few months or years there, and attend classes and do lab work. But now, there are rapid changes in technology, which means that this kind of a learning may be too far apart in time to compensate for those changes. For example, when I was doing my graduation, data analytics was an upcoming field, and people had not even heard of artificial intelligence except in science fiction movies. But today, it is possible to attend online courses on subjects like artificial intelligence, and it is possible even for an average person to learn the basics of this field in just a few months. The second reason is that the nature of work and technology has changed greatly. A long time ago, somebody said that all that you need to be a railway engineer is that you should be a master of steam locomotives. A few years after that, steam locomotives have become a thing of the past. And now, if you were to look at a locomotive, it is no longer a diesel locomotive, something that a mechanical engineer should take care of. The locomotive comes with sophisticated control systems, radar, inbuilt embedded electronics, which can analyze various faults which come up into the locomotive. And thus, it has become an intermixture of mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics engineering, and even data analytics. This is just one small example. There are many such small examples all around us in our everyday life. And this means that when we take up a graduation in a particular course, say electronics or mechanical engineering, we would come back to our workplace and find that we are using tools, producing products which use concepts not just from what we have studied at school, but also from a lot of interrelated disciplines which have not been covered as a part of our education. Now, it's very difficult for people to give up their work and family life and go back to learning. And that's where online learning or e-learning comes up in a big way, and it solves very important problems. All of us are free in the evenings. We might spend that time watching a news channel or simply flipping through some series in Netflix. In fact, we need not give up these hobbies of ours. All you need to do is to just spend half an hour in the evening and look at some nice video on YouTube or on edX or on Coursera. And you could feel that within a few months, you could pick up a new skill. This learning beyond schools has become a reality today, and especially in this era of the COVID pandemic, in which social distancing has resulted in a lot of universities, schools, and training centers getting closed down. It brings in a sort of flexibility that was not available earlier. A learning management system is basically a platform which makes e-learning possible and it facilitates it. Now, a lot of you would have attended classes on Zoom, webinars on platforms like Zoom or WebEx. Attending a one-way webinar or a lecture on one of these platforms is very different from the experience that you can get in a good learning management system. I would like to pause here and I request you to just think about that. Let's suppose I just thrown a few words at you as spoken about learning management systems. So what do you think should be the important features of a learning management system? I'll be just pausing here for a minute and letting you to think about it. And now I'll be just discussing some points that came into my mind. Please keep in mind that these are not exhaustive. These are just meant to convince you as to why you need a platform. Because a lot of people I talk to, whether it's a yoga teacher in my acquaintance, or whether it's my child's school, everybody thinks that you can take classes using WhatsApp or Zoom and be done with it. I just want to tell you here that using these platforms is okay. It's fine, but a dedicated learning management platform makes the learning experience much more smooth. So the first requirement of a learning management platform is that it should be cross-platform. You might be hearing in the news these days that a lot of schools have shifted to e-learning, and because of this, school children are finding it really difficult. School children are not corporates; they don't have their own laptops or mobile devices. Yes, a child from a well-off family might be having access to more than one device, but there are still a lot of families which do not have access to these. So the most important thing about a platform should be that it should have no specific hardware or software requirement. Like you should have a tab of so and so make. That's not done. It should be able to run on any laptop, any mobile phone. It should be platform independent. It doesn't matter whether you have Windows 10 or whether you have Linux or you have Ubuntu or you have Mac. It shouldn't be dependent on the OS. It should run on any platform that you choose. So technically speaking, this is possible if the platform is web-based, because you would have seen that the internet or the www works on all devices. You can read your newspaper on a mobile phone, you can read it on your laptop, and it doesn't matter which make or which operating system you have in this device. So the first requirement of a learning management system is that it should be preferably cross-platform, and that implies with today's technology that it should be more or less web-based. The other thing is that it should be rugged. If I have a slow laptop with not one of those top-of-the-line graphics cards, it should not be like the platform is struggling to cope up. We hear about a lot of virtual reality platforms and all that, but I would personally say that before any organization opts for any of these technologies, they should think hard about whether the technology would run properly on older hardware. The platform should be flexible. Say, let's suppose I go to a physical classroom. The teacher has a lot of ways to assess his students. He might ask for a group discussion, he might throw in a surprise quiz, he may announce an exam, or he may just tell the students, I'm just giving you this passage, write what you feel about it and submit me the assignment by today evening. So he has a lot of options in a physical classroom, and all these options should ideally be available on the platform also. That only then the platform would be, adaptable and flexible. The platform should be interactive. This is quite important because one of the biggest problems with e-learning, even we have faced it, is that the student is not in front of you. So when we talk to somebody, it's not just the tone of talking. There's also a lot of body language involved, and that is absent in e-learning. So we cannot totally compensate for that, but to some extent it should be compensated for. Like you could have things like students participating in assignments or group discussion. The teacher, instead of delivering a lecture directly, should turn on his webcam once in a while. It's actually difficult to keep your webcam all the while on, because that huge in terms of bandwidth, and that's why you would find that most webinars it's just a presentation and somebody speaking behind it. It should be scalable. By scalable, I mean that you might have very few students to start off with. You might start off with an experiment with just one particular class or one group of students or trainees. It might be an organization which is trying out this training for one set of its employees, and later they may want to ramp it up to the entire organization. And when this is done, a lot of platforms are not really scalable. I find that some schools are taking classes on WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is okay. You can start off with 30 or 40 students, but if you need to ramp up to say 200 or 2000 students, and you want to increase the variety of course content, then it's simply not possible to do it there. So that's what I mean by a scalable platform. The platform should be vendor independent. Like very often what happens is we end up going to a particular vendor and we procure a platform from him, and it has certain specific features. The code is proprietary. There are certain softwares which would work with it, some other softwares would not work with it, and all this means that you are just tied to that particular vendor for all future development. Any future development you have to go to him. Like you buy a car, and generally the showroom guy would suggest to you, you need to buy the music system from us because otherwise the warranty would be void. That's an example of a vendor trying to create restrictions and push his own product on you. So that's one problem that you often face, and so it's better that you have a vendor independent platform, something which can be easily customized even by calling up other vendors. I'll just pause here for doubts, and after this we would begin our second class.